When I started my job as a security guard at Walmart, I never expected to be gathering my own collection of scary stories. Yet, night after night, as the store's vast aisles turned silent and the shadows grew longer, I found myself at the center of eerie events that defied explanation. Here's my story. Reflecting on those days last year brings a shiver down my spine. Back then, I was the night shift security guard at a local Walmart. This Walmart wasn't like many of the others. It shut its doors to customers at midnight, leaving only the faint echoes of daytime hustle. During those graveyard shifts, the store transformed. It was almost eerie, the way the endless aisles stood silent, bathed in the cold glow of fluorescent lights. Only a handful of us were there. A few night owls restocking shelves, moving like shadows in the vastness of the store. I remember the weight of loneliness in those hours, a stark contrast to the daytime chaos. The aisles felt like a maze after dark, and the stillness was almost tangible. Occasionally, the sound of a box being moved or the low murmur of my colleagues would puncture the silence, reminding me I wasn't completely alone. But mostly it was just me, my thoughts, and the vast, empty store. It's strange, looking back. I'd taken the job thinking it would be an easy way to earn some extra cash. Little did I know, I was stepping into a series of events that would leave me questioning everything I thought I knew about the ordinary world. It wasn't long into my tenure at Walmart when things began to feel off. The first oddities were subtle. Toys and jewelry items out of place. At first, I figured it was just careless stocking or the remnants of the day's customers. But the patterns were too consistent, too deliberate. Then came the night that truly rattled me. I was making my rounds, the silence my only companion, when something caught my eye in the jewelry section. On the floor, amidst the ordinary chaos of fallen items, were bracelet beads. But these weren't just scattered. The beads were arranged, spelling out two words that sent a chill down my spine. "Help me." I stood there frozen, staring at the message. This couldn't be the work of a forgetful employee or a mischievous customer. There was an intention behind it, a plea. The store was supposed to be nearly empty. But in that moment, I felt the presence of something else, something unseen. It was as if the store itself was whispering secrets, and I wasn't sure I wanted to hear them. After the unsettling discovery of the beads, my nights at Walmart took on a new edge of tension. While monitoring the security cameras, I began to notice anomalies that defied explanation. Shadows flickered at the edge of the camera's vision, movements that suggested a presence lurking just out of sight. I'd scan the feeds, heart racing, convinced someone, or something, was moving through the store. I could try to shrug off the message spelled out in the beads as being a prank from one of the stalkers. But what I saw on the security feed could not be faked. The real terror, however, came when I reviewed the recorded footage. Those shadows and movements that had seemed so clear on the live feed were gone, as if they had never existed. This discrepancy between what I saw live and what was recorded only deepened my unease. It felt like the store was playing tricks on my mind, blurring the line between reality and illusion. Night after night, this pattern continued. I'd see something, rush to investigate, only to find nothing. The rational part of me tried to dismiss it as fatigue or a trick of light. But the fear, the sense of being watched, grew stronger with each shift. I was becoming a stranger to peace, haunted by whispers and shadows in the empty aisles of Walmart. The paranoia set in like a thick fog, suffocating and relentless. Each night at Walmart, the once mundane sounds, the hum of the freezers, the creak of the shelves, began to take on a sinister tone. I felt eyes on me, though the aisles were empty. Shadows seemed to move just beyond my line of sight, and every small noise made me jump. Desperate for some semblance of normalcy, I confided in my colleagues during the day, hoping for understanding, maybe even concern. But their laughter cut through me. "John's seeing ghosts," they'd chuckle, dismissing my experiences as products of an overactive imagination. Their skepticism only intensified my isolation, leaving me to question my own sanity. The once simple job had become a nightly ordeal, a journey through a landscape of fear and doubt. The haunting experiences at Walmart began to seep into my home life like a relentless tide. Sleep became a stranger. I'd toss and turn, haunted by the images of those shifting shadows and unexplained noises. Even during the day, my mind was clouded, distracted by the memories of my night shifts. My relationships suffered too. Conversations with friends and family became strained, my thoughts always wandering back to the store's eerie aisles. They noticed the change in me, the constant edge of anxiety. But I couldn't bring myself to share the truth. The fear that gripped me at work had followed me home, casting a shadow over my everyday life. Then there was the night that marked a turning point. I was almost done with my shift, the time between when the stalkers left and the morning shift came in. The silence of the store weighing heavy when a whisper crackled through the PA system. It was my name, John, followed by a desperate plea for help. The voice was faint, almost ethereal, but unmistakably there. I froze, my heart pounding in my chest. This was no trick of the imagination. I scoured the store, aisle by aisle, my footsteps echoing in the vast, empty space. But there was nothing, no one. The store was as deserted as it always was at this hour. That moment shattered me. The isolation, the fear, the relentless feeling of being watched. It all became too much. I knew then that I couldn't continue. The job I had thought would be simple and mundane had spiraled into a nightmare, one that I was desperate to wake up from. With a heavy heart, I handed in my resignation. The job at Walmart, once a simple means to an end, had become a source of unending dread. The shadows, the whispers, the feeling of being watched, it was more than I could bear. I made a vow to myself. Never again would I set foot in a Walmart. The memories of those night shifts clung to me like a cold mist, haunting my thoughts. I left not only a job but a chapter of my life I wished I could forget, marked by the unseen and unexplained. As I walked away from Walmart for the last time, a deep regret gnawed at me. I'd been asked to train my replacement, a young guy, fresh and unaware of the store's eerie nights. I couldn't bring myself to tell him about the shadows, the whispers, the unexplainable terror. To this day, I wonder what he experienced. Whether he too felt the unseen eyes watching him in the dim aisles. The mystery lingers, and the silence of unanswered questions haunts me still.